How's it going, everyone? I have to warn everyone, this video is an absolute mess. We recorded it about 6 days ago, and there's a lot going on in this video. I put timestamps all down below, so if you want to either skip the whole video or skip around where you want to listen. But I wasn't planning on making this intro because I wasn't planning on the USA losing last night to Mexico. And that's kind of a big story. You know, they lost to Mexico 2-0. And I don't want to say it was shocking, but it kind of was. A, to lose like that very decisively, and B, you know, not to be top in their group. They came in second in their group. They were always through to the quarters. So in that way, the game was not as important, but it still was important. That means they're not top of their group. And I think a lot of people were just shocked in the way that they lost. This is the USA's first loss to Mexico in 14 years, 16 consecutive victories by the US. So it's very significant. As we talk about in a little later in the video, you know, the games so far have been pretty exciting, seeing so much young talent shine, you know, Jaden Shaw, Olivia Moultrie. But seeing them go out there against Mexico and lose, it was kind of shocking in a way, but Mexico was ready. Mexico had a strategy. They were being aggressive. They weren't holding back. It really was, USA couldn't keep up. They really had a very aggressive strategy, and it worked. At the end of the game, I saw Ali Krieger. She was doing some commentary. She said that the USA played frantic, probably because they were like too stunned to speak. And they played frantic, and they needed more patience out there. It seemed like they were frazzled. And yeah, you know, it's hard to see, but hopefully these losses make the USA stronger. That's always the hope. That first goal, a lot of people are, I don't want to say blaming Becky. I think she just didn't exactly know she had a player so close to her. And was that Becky's fault? Maybe, maybe not. But a lot of people are saying, you know, does that mean Becky's time has passed in a sense? I kind of seen that commentary around. Maybe, you know, does that mean she's not the right fit? Maybe, maybe not. But it was just shocking to see. And then that second Mexico goal was beautiful. It was beautiful. And, you know, it's kind of good. Hopefully the USA can bounce back. They will play again, I believe, on Sunday, but they don't know who they're going to play against. Technically, they could actually play Mexico again, which would be kind of fun to kind of get revenge. The best part of a team is having a, you know, big loss, and this is a big loss to the USA, and then coming back and correcting what happened, changing the lineup, you know, making adjustments. So it was just wild to see. I was not expecting to see that last night. And then, because I was finishing editing the video, and I was like, no, we have to talk about this. Sarah's working right now. But I was like, we have to talk about this. Yeah, what did everyone think about America's big loss? And you'll see in the second part of the video, I'm talking about, you know, being so excited and hopeful about what's going on. But this kind of just shows you there's no magic pill anymore. Every single game is going to be tough from any nation. Any team on any day can beat any team. But Mexico's a good team. That's not what I'm saying about Mexico. I'm just saying because Mexico is a good team. But just in general, what everyone think. I'm going to go to the second part of the video. Like I said, hopefully the video makes sense. It is kind of wild. But USA loses 2-0 to Mexico. And we will see. And a lot of people were saying the forwards were kind of invisible. The midfield is America's biggest problem. Just things weren't working last night with the lineup, with things. So we'll see. Okay, we'll go to the second part of the video. Hopefully it all makes sense. How's it going, everyone? Before we get into the video, I'm just editing the video right now, but I did want to say that originally this video was kind of going to be about the Gold Cup and, you know, kind of the excitement about that. It didn't really turn into that because we talked about two other things the majority of the time. And we focused a little bit on Alex Morgan in this video about something she did on Twitter. But I mean, I did want to mention that after the Argentina game, I think she was really proving a point of why she's out there and why she should be on the team. So I thought that was exciting to see. We talk a lot about the Lindsey Horan situation, the comment she made about a month ago at this point, because we hadn't talked about that. So timestamps down below, but actually editing this, USA plays Mexico tonight, which should be exciting. It's been really fun to watch them, and just it's about as exciting as it's been in a long time. So many positive things happening out there. I'll get to the video, but I just want to kind of make that little disclaimer that the timing of this video is just a little strange. Okay, so here's the beginning of the video we initially recorded. At this point, we recorded this video like 4 days ago. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
I didn't get to do the intro today.
Because this is going to be a fast-moving video. We're going to try to fit a lot of topics in very quickly in this video because there's a lot of things that have been going on. In the last video, we talked about that we were going to talk about the Gold Cup that is going on right now. The U.S. Women's National Team back in action. We always get excited to watch it. Already, very upsetting things have already come out. Another one has succumbed to the ACL. Very upsettingly that Mia Fishel tore her ACL in training. And it was upsetting to hear. When I heard it, I remember I came and I told you and you're like, what? It's just upsetting every single time. I never not get upset when I hear a player it happening to.
You know, I'm going to come up with a magic spray that
cures it.
No, that prevents it.
Oh.
That you spray your knees before, okay?
She tore ACL, and then what happened next was kind of interesting. I heard about that. That means she's out of the Olympics, you know, out for 9 months to a year. Who knows? Because every recovery is different, but she's out for a while. This impacts Chelsea as well. We're going to talk about that in another video, but Chelsea's in big races for league title, Champions League, FA Cup. It's going to impact them as well, but we're going to talk about that on a different video. What happened was after Mia Fishel tore her ACL, Alex Morgan got a call to replace her. And this is where things got interesting. Alex Morgan was called to replace her. And she actually tweeted before we got the official word that she was the one who they had called up in replacement of Mia Fishel. She tweeted some eyeballs, like the eyeball emoji, the big emoji eyes. And then it was like a kind of like a subtweet underneath talking about the Gold Cup. And then the kind of graphic that the Gold Cup, hey, tonight's the Gold Cup. Before it was released that Mia Fishel had officially torn her ACL. So it was kind of like, oh, the big eyes, she knew what was going on. And then it was released 15 minutes later that not only was Mia Fishel out with a torn ACL, that Alex Morgan was also replacing her. So people thought that was in bad taste of Alex Morgan to tweet the eyes when she already knew what was happening. And then she was called in to replace Mia Fishel. They just thought it was a bad look on Alex.
I definitely see how that's bad taste.
Yeah. And then after she got a lot of backlash, she deleted the tweet and then tweeted.
She tweeted, not how I would have wished to come into camp, but ready to get to work. Praying for a speedy recovery at Mia Fishel.
So she saw the backlash of what she had said, you know, because people thought that was kind of in bad taste, basically. And then Alex Morgan deleted that tweeted out, you know, not the way I would have liked to come in. But then even in her comment section, people are saying,
your original post about replacing Mia was bad, so you got called out and deleted it just to post another insincere comment. You didn't need to post about coming back at all. And then someone says, why did you delete the tweet?
Okay, so people weren't happy with Alex overall because they thought it was insincere. They thought it was rude, you know, a lot of things. Then Alex also posted the first night of the Gold Cup. She posted this. She goes, yes, this feels as weird as it looks. And Alex, instead of her number 13 she always wears, they had to give her Mia Fishel's number, which is the Gold Cup rules. You just have to give the person's number that you're replacing. So she was going to be a number 7 instead of number 13. So she posted that. And again, people kind of weren't happy with that as well. People thought it was disrespectful to Olivia Moultrie because Olivia Moultrie was now in 13 for this tournament. People thought, why say anything? People thought a lot of things. So everything she was posting was not sitting well right with a lot of people. So a lot of people, you know, and the number thing, her kind of acknowledging that it's weird. But I think she'd already kind of dug herself a hole with the first thing. She probably shouldn't have said anything. So people weren't happy about that. But then a lot of people said, you know, Alex is just being kind of sassy, kind of cheeky, because people in the last year specifically since the World Cup when she missed the PKs or whatnot, are basically saying Alex over, Alex is over, Alex is done, Alex is dead weight, Alex is... So she's just kind of being sassy just to be like, hey, I'm still around, you know, I'm back. So she kind of has, I don't want to say a chip on her shoulder. She wants to prove people that she's here and, you know, she's going to decide when she's done kind of thing. So that was interesting. So that kind of was the pretext for the first game. Like I said, the first game has already happened days and days ago. Fun game, you know, they played well. It's so fun to see such young players out there. It's hard to see people change, but it's fun to see the young players. So we're not really going to talk about the game here just because actually Sam Mewis on her network has a great analysis of the games. I've been watching that, so that's been awesome. Some great analysis out there, but it was fun to watch. But that kind of leads me to the last thing we're going to talk about, because we had not talked about this, and we're not going to spend a long time on this because I don't know where it gets us in the long run, but but Lindsey Horan made some kind of out of pocket comments, some sideways comments, as you say, in criticism not only to the fans but also to the American teammates she has in the American League and the NWSL. I'm sure everyone has seen that by now, but
that's kind of old news by now.
Yeah, but it is old news. But first time we're talking about the U.S. Women's National Team, I think, since they've come out. But she basically said, we're going to kind of start from the end of the story, then we're going to kind of backtrack a little bit.
U.S. Women's National Team, Lindsey Horan, sorry for saying most U.S. fans aren't smart. U.S. Women's National Team captain Lindsey Horan apologized Thursday for critical comments she made recently about fans of the U.S. Women's National Team, saying her remarks were poorly expressed and that she loves U.S. fans so much. In an interview with The Athletic dated February 1st, Horan said, American soccer fans, most of them aren't smart. They don't know the game, they don't understand, but it's getting better and better. She added in the same interview, I'm going to piss off some people, but the game is growing in the U.S. People are more and more knowledgeable, but so much of the time people take what the commentators say, right? My mom does it. My mom says, Julie Foudy said you had such a good game, and I'm here just going, I was effing shit today. The midfielder, 29, issued her apology during the conference call with reporters ahead of the CONCACAF W Gold Cup, which is slated to begin February 20th.
The context of the article, she was talking about she was just talking about the game. You know, she plays over in Europe, she plays in France, and she was talking about kind of the culture of soccer over there compared to the culture of soccer here in America. And she made a point of saying most of the fans aren't smart, and she included her mom in that statement. So
ouch.
And I mean, I'm sure everyone has seen the quotes. The biggest quote is American soccer fans, most of them aren't smart. They don't know the game. They don't understand, but it's getting better and better. That was kind of the quote most people took, because when she says, oh, her whole fans aren't smart, I haven't seen a professional player make such a comment about fans like that. You know, that is something that, yes, people are going to get upset about.
It was wild. Even if she was like thinking it, maybe she shouldn't have said it out loud.
Looking at that comment just by itself, even without any context, you don't even necessarily need a lot of context when you say something like that. Because if she would have just switched one word, if she would have said, soccer fans, American soccer fans, most of them aren't knowledgeable.
Or aren't as knowledgeable as European fans or whatever.
I think if she would have said, instead of smart, she would have said knowledgeable, it wouldn't have that response that she did, because saying not smart, aren't smart, that, you know, I think it upset a lot of people. And a lot of people are saying what she said is not wrong, but the way she said it was just very jarring.
That's an overshare.
Yeah, the wording was just horrible. She recognized that even in the article, she knew kind of like, okay, I kind of probably put my foot in my mouth. Maybe she could have said to Meg Lanahan, who did the article, maybe don't put that in, but I don't think you can do that. And maybe she could have said that was off the record. I don't know.
Off the record. I've seen that in movies. I think it works.
Yeah. And then she said about, you know, her mom will say, Julie Foudy said you had such a good game. And then she'll be like, no, I wasn't very good today. So she's also talking about the commentators that basically Americans hear the commentators, we go, well, the commentators must know because they're commentators. It's Julie Foudy. She's a World Cup winning soccer player. Of course she's gonna know what she's talking about. Or again, maybe Alexi Lawless, because he was on the US men's team. So of course we're gonna listen to someone has been there like Lindsey has. But Lindsey, I think, is saying, even though those two people have been there, you need to have your own opinion of what you think of the game. And I think she's saying that's just not the culture in America, because most people don't grow up watching soccer like they do baseball, football, basketball.
Yeah, agree.
So I think it was just really poorly worded, and I think it really turned off a lot of people. And I could see how some people are going to just be like, not a Lindsey Horan fan. She apologized. That's good. But it still just turned me off to her completely, until maybe she wins the Olympics or the World Cup. Are you holding this against her, basically?
No, because, who hasn't said something completely out of pocket with a microphone in your hand?
Yeah.
Let me say it right now. No, I am dumb. I know.
Yeah, for someone like you and I who kind of understand what she's saying, but I know there are so many knowledgeable and smart and insightful soccer fans in America that it is upsetting for the people I know that are so smart. A lot of people who comment in our comment section are so smart and so knowledgeable, and though I would probably be pretty pressed if I was one of those people, because I know there's a lot around. I know Lindsey was more talking about like the average fan, and I get that, but there are so many smart people who know so much. I've talked to so many, and so yeah, I would be pretty. But then again, some of those same people might say they agree that the average fan, they can't have like a good conversation with like the average fan. So maybe that is true too. But yeah, she really put her foot in her mouth. Well, the way I took it, she wants USA to be like Europe. She wants it to be Europe. It's not Europe, but I can see how she wants it to be Europe. So she wants it to be like Europe. And that's basically also what I think she's saying. Or she wants it to be like, she wants soccer to be like American football, like baseball. It's not, right now it could grow into that, but it's not Europe. Europe has such a rich tradition that it's just different. And maybe, will it be one day? Maybe. And we're going to move on to the second thing she said real quickly. But also, the thing that made me think about when she said it's not like how serious it is in France. We'll actually move to that right now. I'm going to read this little bit from the article, and then we're going to talk about it.
Horan, again, comes back to a small, seemingly innocuous detail. The traditional pre-match starting 11 photo. In the NWSL, more and more teams have started using the occasion for various hijinks, something that Horan's European teammates bring up as an example of Americans not taking their business seriously. It's clear that it gets under her skin, too. I want professionalism, she admits. Those little things, they really irked me. I don't think I could do it, and maybe I'm wrong in saying that. I don't know. It just bothers me. We put so much into this game, and it's like just a joke sometimes.
So yeah, so that was the other part that I think if I was one of her friends in the NWSL, I might be a little taken aback by like, oh, you're calling us unprofessional. I don't know. I'm just kind of, free thinking in my head right now. Okay, we don't take it seriously. We're having fun. So that means it's not serious like it is in France or like it is in Germany. And I wonder what the conversation between her and some of her teammates on the women's national team would be, because most of them do play in the NWSL. And, to say they're just joking around, I'm sure some of them, it rubs some of them the wrong way.
Yeah,
well, because a lot of people point out Sonnet. That's one of her good friends, Sonnet. And if I was Sonnet, maybe they're such good friends that she understands what she means. Or maybe she's like, oh, that's kind of a bitchy thing to say, But, it reminds me of this. And then we're going to go. But it reminds me of Viv Miedema once in an interview, and she talked about playing in Germany. She played for Bayern Munich, and she basically said when she played in Germany and Bayern Munich, maybe it was Lisa who said this, one of the two, because they both played in Germany. She said, you go train, it's no fun. It's not a fun atmosphere. It's work like you are going to a very serious job. Like, it's not fun. It's no laughter, no anything. And they had said at that point, that wasn't good for their mental health. They did not like that. Really put a strain on their mental health. And you were always on edge on your, like, oh, am I going to get in trouble? I remember that interview specifically, even though I can't remember if it was Viv or Lisa, but it was one of them, because they had talked about when they went over to the WSL, the WSL it wasn't as strict as it was, I guess, at Bayern Munich. So maybe there's a good, what I took from that, now thinking about what Lindsey Horan said from France, maybe there's a good middle ground. Maybe the WSL is a good middle ground. They take it serious, but they still have fun at the same time. Maybe NWSL is too lenient, and maybe Germany and France are too strict. She wants it very strict and very like that, and maybe that's just the way she thrives, but I can't imagine everyone being able to thrive in that environment of being strict. You know what I mean? Or I guess she uses the word professional, strict, professional. They're kind of, the definition's similar. like it's in the article, she did apologize, and I don't hold anything against her. I mean, I know what she used, very poor choice of words. I know what she's saying. I think it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And if someone's going to say, hey, I'm still don't like her, it rubbed me wrong, hey, I support that person who says she's not my favorite player. You know what I mean? But if she goes and wins the Olympics, she's the captain. If she goes wins the Olympics, we're all going to, most people are going to be like, okay, that was a bitchy thing to say, but we get it. You know what I mean? So what did everyone think? That happened. And, from what I've seen so far at the game that we just watched, I mean, they're on the road to greatness again. They're going to get there. They're young. They're hungry. Livia Moultrie, 18 years old, scoring 2 goals. Jaden Shaw, 19 years old. I mean, it's exciting time right now.
Complete babies.
Yeah. Exactly. Devastated for Mia Fishel because this could have been her summer. Chelsea, it impacts them. We're going to talk about that in another video, but excited to see. Also, we're not going to talk about this video, but Spain officially qualified for the Olympics. First time ever. They will be going to the Olympics. They are the favorites. I can't imagine them not being the favorites. And right now, it's going to be either Germany or the Netherlands going to the Olympics. Both teams will not be going. It'll be one or the other. And we're going to talk about that as well. So kind of sad, but because I was rooting. I knew it was going to be Spain, but I kind of was rooting, kind of wanting it to be Germany and Netherlands and not Spain. But so we're going to talk about that again. What does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. Lot going on, a lot of fun things and a lot of serious things too. So questions, comments down below. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.